That was legit.
It is legit. I like that. It is legit because it's 2024. Welcome everybody to another episode of Go With The Flow. The studio next to us is being extremely loud right now, but it's okay. We're worried about ourselves. First episode of 2024. If you're a first-time listener, thank you for listening. If you have listened to many episodes before, welcome back to the show. I'm your host, Folarin Okulaja. Happy New Year, which I think this is the last day you can officially say Happy New Year. We're recording this on Saturday, January 6th. Yeah. Once I hit work on Monday the 8th, I don't want any more Happy New Years. We're done with that. Once you hit 1 week in, there's no more Happy New Years. But yeah, this is Go With The Flow. Like, subscribe, YouTube, Spotify, Twitter, Instagram, Apple Podcasts, all that. Yeah, tell a friend to tell a friend, as I like to say.
As you should.
But I'm excited for this episode. I have my good friend Sam here. Welcome to the show, Sam.
Okay, what's up, everybody?
That's the camera right there. Yeah, we are that one right there. Number four. Wait, actually, am I bugging? Oh no, I'm lying. Oh, is it 3? Hold on. Honestly, we'll confirm.
I think it's
it's one of those ones.
Whatever.
But Sam, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Let's start by even telling the people how we know each other. So do you want to give the people how this connection even happened?
Just a match made in heaven, really. Couldn't write it better.
Heaven being Dominatus.
Literally. Yeah, so I met you at the Black Ivy Vacay.
2022.
January. Dominatus decided to go out on a limb and take a bunch of black kids from Ivy schools to Mexico. And Flo, good graces, happened to be my roommate.
We were roommates on the trip, yep.
Off the rip, so yeah, that's kind of how we met. And then obviously that trip was
special.
Insane, special.
Yeah.
Special. But yeah, that's how we met, just kind of doing activities, hanging around the villa, hot tubs, beaches, kayaks.
Yeah.
We're out there.
Yeah, it's funny because again, that trip was 2 years ago, and it's crazy how time flies because someone sent a text on our group chat and they were like, it's our 2-year anniversary, and in my mind I was like, I feel like I've known you guys for
way longer.
5-10 years, way longer, and it's just so funny how that happens when you actually build quality relationships.
Man.
Yeah.
You thought everybody was gonna stick together like we have?
No, I mean, to be fair, I would say the majority of the group has stuck together because there's so many of us in New York. There were 30 of us on the trip, and then I would say for the most part, probably like 20-something-ish people have like stayed closer, and there's a few we haven't heard from as much. Not for any particular reason, but it's a big group. Not everyone's in New York. Sure. Everyone's doing their own thing. So there's obviously no issues between the group, but yeah, not everyone is as involved, mostly because some people are not living in New York City. Yeah. But it's been a pleasant surprise how close the group still is. A lot of activities still going on. Black Ivy's still running strong. A lot of activities coming up in this Q1 that we could look forward to.
Yes, sir. Q1's about to be a movie.
Yeah.
All that.
But okay, before we dive into things, give the people your own background. Where are you from? Where'd you go to school? Who is Sam? Yeah. Outside of being Flo's roommate in Mexico, who are you?
That's my main identity, obviously.
I introduced you as my, and it's funny. Remember, I think I called you my roommate once around Grand and Obi, and they both looked at me like, "What are you talking? What are you talking about?"
I was like, oh yeah, just first roommate. I am Sam, obviously from Ardmore, Pennsylvania. Right outside of Philadelphia. Went to high school out there, a little school called the Haverford School for boys, all boys.
You went to an all-boys school?
I did.
Okay, tell me about that. I didn't even know. Okay, what was that? What was that experience like?
It was
here's my theory. I think if I went to an all-boys school, I would never get a haircut. I would always look so dusty because like there's no girls that are like, you're looking good.
Well, there were days like that for sure. But it was a great experience. I think there's a lot of like stereotypes about all boys schools. I mean, some hold true for sure, but like you said, you can pull up looking dusty, just getting some real like if you're not feeling talking to anybody, you don't have to talk to anybody. Yeah. We had a uniform too. We had a jacket and tie.
Wow.
So yeah, that was like my intro. We were jacket and tie since like 6th grade. So yeah, tying a tie, figuring out how to iron a shirt. That was all like kind of foundational. And then just the community. And this is actually what I was telling you, I was back home for break. And break. I say break, we don't have breaks anymore. For the holidays. And we had an alumni event. and I went with one of my friends from my class, Christian. Shout out Christian. Oh yeah, I got
This is I love shout outs on the show. When you shout someone out, you got to send the episode to them and don't tell them where you mentioned them, so they got to listen to the whole thing.
Oh yeah, no, it's coming. But yeah, it's just it's a great community, man. The alumni network is super super tight. I'm out there talking to dudes from like class of 88, 89, just like, yo, go forwards, go forwards. Oh, you met Luke.
Oh yeah, at the rooftop then. Yeah.
So yeah, like you said, it's just all over the place. But went to school out there. Went to the University of Pennsylvania, class of 2022. That was a great time. A movie, some might say. But yeah, afforded me,
Go Quakers. That's your mascot, Quakers.
Yeah. A lot of opportunities came out of there. Made some good friends, some good memories. Ended up landing an internship my junior year at Accenture, doing management consulting. Return off
whatever consulting even means. I always joke about that. I'm like, no one knows what consulting even means.
Well, all we really do, we just create value and exponential returns for our clients.
There you go.
Nah, I'm lying.
Company man.
Yeah, we do a lot. But yeah, went out there, turn offer, and the office they put me in was New York City. So after graduation, came up here, and yeah.
That's the rest is history, as they say.
Mm-hmm.
Would you ever send your kids, if you want to have them, to an all boys or all girls school? Was it a private school?
It was.
Okay.
It was. Yeah. I would. I definitely would, but I think it's really important to have like other things besides school, especially when you're a kid, just because that kind of shapes your worldview. And I think like I was really fortunate to, be involved in stuff outside of school, because I think honestly I would have turned out a lot different if I were to just like, wake up, go to school, come back, wake up, go to school, come back. I was in Boy Scouts.
Okay, Boy Scouts. Wait, do Boy Scouts sell cookies or just the girls?
Nah, popcorn. We do popcorn.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So they kind of got the better product.
Yeah.
Because you don't ever hear, like the fact that I didn't even know that Boy Scouts sold cookies or popcorn lets you know that really isn't the type
it's more low key, but it's like it's teaching you, how to take accountability. You got to sell this much. There's certain different products. It's a lot, but yeah, Troop 243. Shout y'all out.
Shout out Troop 243.
But yeah, my Boy Scout troop was all black troop. That was a trip, man. I was in there for like 11 years.
Damn. Whoa. From what year to what year? That sounds like a long time to be a Boy Scout.
Well, Cub Scouts first, and then the Boy Scouts. So I guess 9 till 8. What's 18 minus 11?
18 minus 7.
7? 9?
18.
7.
Oh, yes.
7. Yeah, 7.
Look at that math. Ivy League, 2 Ivy League educated men. We can't do simple math, but that's okay. We got our degrees.
Sir, and did.
Barely.
But yeah, I was in there. And I think honestly, like it was things like that outside of sports. Even though sports were with the school, it was something separate from, just the hallways that I think really makes you who you are. Most of my memories from when I'm a kid isn't, school. Well, it might be school related, but it's not necessarily like in the classroom.
Yeah.
All right. When we had exams in 6th grade and they let us out at 12, and we would all just hoop for like 3 hours. And be like, yo, y'all want to go to Dunkin' Donuts and run down Lancaster Avenue like 2 miles, like stuff like that. But I think I would send my kid to a single sex school, as long as they had that like outside experience as well.
Yeah, for sure. And is part of being a Boy Scout, do they actually teach you how to tie knots? Is that a thing? I feel like that's the one.
So many knots, 2 half hitches, clove hit. Yeah.
I don't know what that means. Okay, that's what's up.
It's important. It was fun, man. We did a lot. We my favorite Boy Scout memory we did. I went to summer camp, like scout camp, and for one of the badges, wilderness survival, this was nuts. I still can't believe they got away with this. They basically like take you out of your tent, like your little campsite with your troop. And
wait, how old were you at this point?
Oh, when I got this badge, I was probably like young teens, probably 13, 14. Yeah, probably about 13. And they take you out of your tent. They're like, all right, you get like 5 items, bring you like up the mountain a ways away from like the main campsite. And they're just like, all right, build a shelter and we'll be back in the morning. That's it. You got to figure it out. And like me, I had a great idea. I was like, I'm looking at everybody building their like lean-tos and, trying to get a little TP gun. I wasn't with that. I said, you know what I'm going to do? I said, I'm going to build a log cabin.
Okay.
I found all these sticks. I started laying them down and then it started getting dark. And I said, well, this might be a problem, you know, just because I won't be able to see the sticks to finish my house. Problem.
Yeah.
And yeah, long story short, I spent about 8 hours just, you know, back on dirt, looking up at the stars, and about 3 feet up of sticks laid down, just regretting my decisions. But got the badge, and learned a lot.
So you basically slept with no type of cover.
Nah, no cover. Well, I had a NASA blanket.
Okay.
Yeah, a little one of the
Interesting.
Yeah.
Damn. I mean, one, you got the badge, so that's what matters. But two, the fact, what if something happens to the kids?
Well,
Do they actually like watch it? They must like watch you guys from a distance.
Yeah, they have, I guess, older leaders, not scout masters, but still like older scouts, kind of just like around.
Okay.
It sounded too supervised, but I ain't seen one of them.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
If they're doing their job right, they can see, but you can't see them. I guess it's that type of thing.
Yeah.
All right, work. That's what's up. How was your New Year's? How are the holidays? What you been up to the last couple of weeks and month?
Yeah, New Year was good. The holidays were, honestly, I was still in New York. They were pretty chill. I was working up until the week before Christmas. So
hold on, I think it's snowing outside. I had to interrupt you. It's the first time I've seen snow in. It's been a while. I literally saw some article that said it's like 640 something days since there's been either a couple inches or a foot of snow in New York City. So
right, I was thinking about that.
Sorry to interrupt you, but
wow, what a time to be alive. What was the question?
What did I even ask?
Oh, New Year's.
New Year's, yeah. See, I don't know.
Yeah, I was working. Up until the week before Christmas, and then went home, spent Christmas Eve and Christmas in Philadelphia, or Ardmore. Sorry, that's also a big point of contention. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, because you're not really from, you're outside.
Yeah, it's one of those.
But I feel like anyone who's from a major city does that.
They do, but with Philly, it's a little different, bro.
Okay,
yeah,
gotcha.
But yeah, so I'm in Ardmore from Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. Then the day after Christmas, my sister and I flew to Ohio to spend some time with my cousins on my mom's side, my nana. Hadn't seen them in probably over 10 years.
Wow.
So that was cool. It's funny, they're 3 girls, and now they're 22, 16, and 14. But last time we saw them, they were 12, 6, and 4. So we're like,
the math was on point that time.
Yeah,
Let's go.
I'm warmed up now. But yeah, it was cool to be out there, spend some time with them. And then I was there from the 26th to the 29th. Then I had spontaneously booked a trip to Miami.
Okay.
See some friends down there. Yeah, shout out Jazani.
Shout out Jazani. I met him a few times.
Yeah. So he's down there. Went down, linked up with him for New Year's Eve. And
what was I can't speak. What was New Year's Eve like in Miami? There we go.
It was fun. We didn't go out on New Year's Eve. We went out the day before.
Okay. The 30th, not the 31st.
The 30th, yeah. But yeah, it was still dope. We saw fireworks from his apartment. Dude, the fireworks. I always forget, if you haven't seen fireworks in a while, you're like, oh yeah, they're whatever, they're fine. In real life,
I could not agree more. Fireworks, I love fireworks. I am a sucker for fireworks. If there is a fireworks display, I am camping myself down and I'm watching it. I remember randomly one time when I was 12 years old, we went to the Red Bulls game. They had this amazing fireworks display that I still go back and watch on my phone right now. I remember senior year of high school, we go to Disney World. Every fireworks show, amazing. Princeton reunions, one of my favorite parts every year is the Saturday night. We do a fireworks display. Dude, I get it. You can see my fireworks. I'm pro fireworks. I love fireworks.
Yeah. Do you just enjoy being a spectator, or have you actually gotten into the game, going to the fireworks shop side of the highway type?
There's I'm not.
I mean, hop in, buy some fireworks, find an empty parking lot. You know what I'm saying?
No, see, I've never bought fireworks myself. I've only ever been a spectator. Or you saying I need to?
Well, that's on my list for 2024.
Okay. And we'll get to I'll ask that in a little bit with the New Year's resolutions. So I guess one is get fireworks.
So put it first on the list. But yeah, so New Year's Eve in Miami, flew back New Year's Day to Ardmore. And then I spent this past week at home just kind of chilling, spending some time with the fam. Yeah, chilling.
Oh, so you literally just got back. When did you get back to the city?
2 a.m.
Oh, today?
Yeah.
Oh, goddamn. Well, I thank you for joining Go With The Flow.
I wouldn't miss it. You kidding me?
Back in New York City. Wow.
You kidding me?
Love that. Love that. My New Year's was very similar. I went home to Jersey Was there from the Friday before Christmas to the Friday after Christmas. Came back into the city for New Year's. On a past episode of this podcast, and I even made a clip about this, I said how I thought New Year's Eve and Halloween are the two most overrated nights, going out nights.
100% agree.
I still stand by those statements.
100%.
I wish, so ideally, I wanted to go to a house party, but I didn't know of any house parties going on. And so I went with some of my friends went to a club. First went to Marquee, which was, it was cool. It was fine. Like the tickets were expensive, but there was a 3-hour open bar. And so I think we drank and like we had enough drinks that it made it worth it.
Yeah.
Was there just past midnight. Loved the little countdown. Sad I didn't see any fireworks, but there was a little countdown. It was like, ooh, Happy New Year. And then I went to another friend's party after, which was also fun. But I mean, it's one of those things where
the hype is so strong.
Yes, but because I knew that, I had actually lowered my expectations, and so it was a good night because I wasn't expecting it to be the most fun night ever. Whereas last year, which was obviously not last week, end of 2022, when it was my first New Year's in New York City, in my mind, I was like, this is going to be the best night of my life.
It's gonna be a movie.
It's gonna be and it just wasn't. It was expensive. It was okay. It's expensive. You do way too much.
They're like, oh, did it happen?
Yeah. Right. So that's kind of what that was. Are you someone who makes New Year's resolutions?
So I don't really do resolutions because in my mind, a resolution is like a hard shift. It's like, this is how I'm living my life. And my resolution is on New Year's Day, this is how I will live my life.
Okay.
I don't really subscribe. Like, that's not, I used to try.
I don't know if I subscribe to your definition of resolution.
Yeah,
that's okay because it's your definition. Yeah.
So I do goals though.
Okay.
Goals.
So you have 2024 goals.
Yeah, where I'm kind of like, this is something that I would like to see myself doing at the end of the year.
Okay.
And it's something that I could take steps towards to kind of build into that new space.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So like for instance, this year, and also like you can set a goal whenever. You can't really do I guess you could do like a April resolution, but don't really roll off the tongue.
Yeah, although I read this one article about how there is something about the end of a calendar year being a good time to set resolutions because it's just that very defined checkpoint for you to then start something and then work to it for the rest of the year. And so that actually helps people reach whatever goal they're trying to reach because of the like very definitive demarcation of like, okay, we're just turn the page on.
It is 1/1/24, like by one. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, so my goals, I guess, they're pretty minor, I'd say. Just be healthier. I'm saying just read more, be more present, take more chances.
Okay.
But those are things that it's like, and like for instance, read more, right? Like what is that? I feel like when I do read, I've noticed about myself that when I'm in a phase where I'm reading, or if I have a good book that I'm in, my life is just better, like exponentially. Like my brain works faster, cleaner. Like I have more energy, which is weird. I don't know if there's any scientific backing to that.
I honestly, that is. Now I want to look into that because I could see that being a thing, and I definitely agree with you. Where if I was to spend 2 hours a day reading versus using that 2 hours to be on my phone or watching TV or doing whatever else, there's a different type of stimulation that makes you feel better. And honestly, I imagine some people would have done studies about this, so I will actually look that up after. But I think that's that makes sense. And there's especially, are you a nonfiction or fiction, or are you all over the place?
If I get a good fiction, I'm in there.
Okay.
I'm in and out in like a week. I can't put it down.
Okay.
But nonfiction, I feel like the books have topics that are more, not more relevant to me, but things that like I'll read like the subtitle. And I'm like, oh, that's interesting. I want to learn more about that. And then they're a little harder to read for me though. But I'll force myself through it if it's something that I'm enjoying.
What any recent books you've read that you are you've liked particularly?
Well, I'm in the middle right now of, because I started early because I set my goal and like during the Christmas time frame. I'm like, I had this book. I had it at home too, so I didn't have it in New York. And I just picked it up, cracked it, and started reading. It's called Quiet by Susan Cain.
Okay.
It's about It's about introversion and how society kind of sees the idea of the introvert.
Okay.
And kind of the misconceptions that come with saying I'm an introvert. versus I'm an extrovert. Like society kind of functions on the extrovert ideal, she calls it.
I love how much the introvert extrovert thing comes up because literally the first episode I did was Shek. Literally, probably this time last year, ambivert, that word came up, like being
Yeah.
the mix of the two. And so I love, that word always just comes up, and then I think back to that episode. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, she talks a lot about that stuff, and it's really interesting. And yeah, I just like the way she writes, the way she kind of frames a story, and makes her points kind of clear. So that's what I'm on right now. I don't have anything in the pipeline for after, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Yeah, that's real. That's also one of my, so a couple things. I do make resolutions. I like the idea of them. One, and the reason I like the resolutions because I like to, honestly, similar to even like I remember when you do like resume build and you're making a resume, one of the things is like you should always put numbers behind what you've done or what you're trying to do. And that kind of helps you be more intentional and it gives you kind of like a checkpoint to reach. And so all my resolutions are things that I could put numbers behind.
They're like 20 books.
Exactly. Yeah. So actually, whatever year, maybe it was like 2020. Back in the day, I didn't used to read at all. Like I hadn't read a book for pleasure in maybe 10 years. And then I think it was 2020. I was like, okay, I want to start reading more. So my resolution was to read 5 books. I read 7. I was like, bet. Next year, I was like, I'm going to read 8 books. And I read like 6. I was like, okay, fuck that.
All right,
yeah. So now I don't want to put a number. And then last year, it was to always be reading a book. But what did that look like? I could go a week or a month without even picking it up. And I'm like, okay.
I'm still in progress.
Yeah. So now it's to read at least a chapter a week, which... So
that's good.
It's something because usually a chapter will lead to much more. But if I make myself do one, then at least I know I'll do some more after. So read 1 chapter a week. Some of the other things I have is like, and we didn't finish. Wait, did we say all your goals? Was it?
Yeah, it's a work in progress.
Before I rattle down my list of what I'm trying to improve.
It's about where I'm at right now.
Word. Okay, so I want to journal every day.
I like that.
I got a journal.
I like that a lot.
Because that's another thing where it's so therapeutic to just at the end of the day just write shit down. Whether it's things that piss me off, things that made me happy, things that I'm excited about, things that I'm trying to manifest for the future.
Yes.
So getting a journal, I got this guided journal where it gives you like a quote every day.
I was gonna say you got one of the guided ones.
Guided ones.
The prompts and stuff.
Yes. Although this one doesn't really, it has like this, it's like the same prompts every day, but it's at the top, it is a quote for the day. And then there's 3 lines for you to say 3 things that you're grateful for. And then there's a line for you to say what's the shit called when it's like it's like I'm like capable of doing X, Y, Z. What's that shit called? Affirmation. Yes. Thank you, Remy. Yes. And there's a line for you to do a daily affirmation. And then there's an open like just open scribbling, free writing section.
Dude, I'm very pro journal. I'm so happy for you. It's gonna be a big year.
I'm excited. Yes. I mean, and it's funny because I actually used to journal, but I used to do it in my notes app.
That's not it, bro. You gotta.
I agree. I actually writing it down makes such a difference, and it's funny because I went back and I was reading what I wrote because I started in 2020 and I was consistent for some time. And it's just cool to go back and reflect.
Yeah.
Where there were some things that I wrote about in there that I didn't even remember. And I was like, holy shit, I can't believe that happened.
Worried about this?
Yeah, exactly. The things that you're worried about. I remember literally going back and like, oh, first day of my internship, I hope I get the job. And being like, did I really want the job? So I think, that for many reasons, but one being the fact that you will get to go and reflect and see who you were in that moment. I think journaling, I'm excited to be on this journaling journey.
Yeah, for sure. I'm happy for you. Man.
Appreciate
it. That's another goal of mine, actually. I didn't just steal it from you. I also started journaling during the pandemic. I also got mine, Headspace Pro. Headspace.
Oh, so I'm a calm.
Oh, you're calm.
Calm guy. Yeah,
well, I mean, you know what I'm saying? We're on a different team. Same
yeah,
thing,
exactly.
But,
you're Coke, I'm Pepsi. Same shit.
Yeah, we all refreshed. But yeah, it's so that combo, dude, the meditation journal combo.
Yeah.
If you get like a good month, like a solid month of that in, golden.
I didn't even say the other part. One of my other resolutions is to meditate five minutes a day. I'm starting with 5. It's easy. It's simple. And then build up. There was probably a month and a half long period last year where I was consistent about doing 5 minutes every morning. It's always the last thing I do before I leave for work, and that's a good time for me. And then journal at the end of the day.
For sure.
I think, again, that combo, I can already feel, it just makes you so much more
Just feel
thoughtful,
lined up.
makes you more present. Exactly. I used to feel elevated. You walk outside, someone bumps into you, I'm like, brush him off your shoulder. What are we doing here? Another one for me is I'm trying to get into golf.
Ooh.
And I actually had, again, I had the resolution last year, the exact same one, to get into golf, but I didn't put anything behind it. And so I was like, I'm going to do 3 golf lessons, and then I'm going to play 18 holes at some point this year for the first time ever.
Full 18?
Had my first golf lesson this morning.
Really? How was it?
I'm serious. I'm low-key.
You're in it?
Even my instructor was like, bro, you're learning quickly. It's so fun.
It's fun.
I think I made significant progress in one day. I'm excited to do my next 2 lessons the next 2 Saturdays. It's fun. It's addicting. You make good contact. I'm like studying my swing. I'm like, okay, I'm trying to be nice at this. So,
yo, should we hit the back 9 this summer?
I'm down. You golf?
Nah, not at all. But I do. So every Father's Day, I say every Father's Day. I've done it the past 2 Father's Days. But my plan, every Father's Day, I take my dad to Top Golf.
Oh, nice.
You know, we put on a little matching fit, you know what I'm saying? Red top,
that's
black shorts, little tiger work. And you're right, it's so fun, but I could tell it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, you can just grab a basketball and just go shoot around. Like, you don't have to be a basketball player to have fun playing basketball. I feel like it's kind of the same thing with golf, except the thing is with golf, you got to be very, depending on what type of person you are, I know myself, got to be very conscious of like not getting frustrated because it is so technical. Like when you whiff,
you feel like an idiot. You feel, especially when even today I had a string of like 10 in a row. That were good shots.
Slush.
I had one whiff. I was so fucking mad at myself. I was there like ready to smash the thing. My instructor was like, bro, like it's okay. You've been fine. I'm like, okay. So yeah, I'm a very competitive person and I'm so like critical of myself and I'm such a like I need to be perfect at everything. So that's the one thing where golf has been I'm excited for this journey, but then also skiing. I know you're a good snowboarder. I remember
I've gone twice.
But I don't think you're like a snowboarder.
No, I identify as a snowboarder for sure. I'm really in there. I know, another one of my goals, buy my own gear. Like buy my own board, boots, helmet, goggles, pants, like because it's a lot of accessories, but it's so much fun though.
If you rent all the time, that could get expensive. But exactly because I love that. I literally thought you were like a pro snowboarder. I was like, Sam's so nice.
that's just my energy. That's
there
my
you
attitude.
go. Fake it till you make it.
No, it's so much fun. And have you've been snowboarding?
I went skiing for the first time in Park City last May, first week of May. A few of us are going to Canada, Mont Tremblant. I can't pronounce that shit. I keep trying to sound Mont Tremblant. We're going the mountain outside Montreal. We're going there to go skiing President's Day weekend. Okay, so that'll be my second time.
So you've selected skiing.
I've selected skiing. And it's so funny because I was telling people at work, I was like, oh, I think I want to try snowboarding because when I went skiing for the first time last year, my instructor was like, bro, you should probably try snowboarding because I was that bad. And then so I was like, okay, I want to try snowboarding. But then people were saying how skiing gives you more longevity. And some people who had been snowboarding their whole lives are like, at a certain point, it makes sense to switch to skiing because it's just something you can do easier as you get older. I don't know if that's true, but that's what a bunch of people told me.
I could see that.
And they said that skiing is just kind of easier to pick up. I was like, snowboarding looks cooler, and they were like, true, but X, Y, and Z. So I'm just gonna go back. I'm gonna try skiing again.
Yeah,
I think that's what I've picked.
I had a similar experience, but like I was kind of thinking about it really heavy because the first time we went was senior year of college. This was just one of those adventures. One of the girls, shout out Gisella. One of the girls who lived next door.
Remy, what camera is it?
I think it's this one.
The one that he's been looking at is the right one.
But it's kind of facing.
The one that Sam's been looking at is the right one.
Oh, so okay, the left,
right? Sam's looked up, he's looked directly at it.
Oh, have I?
Wait, are you looking at the right or left? That one?
I'm looking at the second one from the right.
Second one,
right? Yeah, the one that's kind of pointed this way.
That one,
no number. Yeah,
that one. Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, so I said, say shout out Giselle. You gotta look at the camera for the shout out. That's it.
So she had a Suburban at school, and it was just one of those days. Just
drove
up from Maryland. Yeah, just 8-seater, casual, and we're just in the crib. And one day, I think it was Blake. Shout out Blake.
Shout out Blake.
Was just like, yo, y'all want to go snowboarding? And I was like, Yeah. Next morning, bright and early, we loaded up and went. And I will say, it's not intuitive. It's not easy to pick up, and it hurts a lot. When you fall hard. You fall hard and you fall fast, and then you can't really get back up because both your feet are in the thing and you look kind of stupid.
Yeah, I mean, even same with skiing. That was probably the most insane part was when you fall down, just how hard it is to get back up. Man, I have never been so humbled in my life. I was struggling, looking so silly. You see the little 2-3-year-olds just fucking
they got to like
zoom in.
They got to curve past you. You're on the ground.
Yeah,
like, sorry,
but that's one of the. I'm not as invested in getting great at skiing as I am at golfing, but I just think no, that's how we got there. Is those two things are very similar to me, and they're two very technical things where you will need patience, but then the patience will pay off in the end.
100%.
Yeah. Anything so not outside of the resolution? Oh, what else are my resolutions? 2 podcast episodes a month. I want to be consistent about that.
Okay.
I trust myself to do that now. I found a pretty good groove. Calling my mom once a week. I'm bad about calling home.
You should call more. It's easy. I think because they're always going to appreciate a shout, even if it's only like 5 minutes. Sometimes I just
and she's always calling me, and then I'm like, fuck, okay, I need to call more. So I will. Sundays are going to be the day because for me during the week I'm so like working so much. I don't even want to talk to like anybody once I leave the office. Sometimes not even my roommates. So even when she calls sometimes during the week, I'm like, I don't really want to talk. So weekends I'm going to be like, okay, that'll be the time to call.
But even though I'm saying like a quick like you're in bed, you're about to knock her, you're about to like go take a shower, whatever. Just a little quick FaceTime. Yo, what's going on?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
It's just nice to like check in.
Yeah.
That's a good one too.
3 international trips. I want to travel.
3.
3.
You got locations picked?
I don't, but Canada is happening. I don't know if I want to count Canada, but I guess it counts because that's happening. It's like a half. It's like a half. Is it really international? I guess, but no location, bro. Are we not supposed to go to Colombia? What's happened,
dude? I don't know, man. What? It felt the trip ain't make it out the group chat.
The amount of trips that didn't make it out of the group chat. So that's the thing.
Sticky.
I need trips to make it out of the group chats this year.
I think we just got to push.
We got to put. We'll talk together. But no locations picked. But I just know hopefully Nigeria in December, and then something somewhere else along the way. And then meditate 5 minutes a day. I think those are. I might be forgetting 1 or 2, but those are my goals. New resolutions.
Solid.
I'm excited.
Very
Is there anything that you're trying to do differently than you did last year?
Differently? I'm pretty happy with.
That's good.
With my year, but I think there's always room for improvement, right? I think to do differently, I just be more disciplined. Is kind of like an overarching one, but there were definitely times. I love that. It applies to a lot of things, right? It's like, get home from work late, I'm feeling kind of lazy. I'll just order food. That's not good for the wallet at the end of the year, bro. You're gonna miss that $17.95 when you know what I mean? So like being more disciplined and like, all right, cooking more, just sticking to your word pretty much.
I saw this quote on Twitter. It's so funny how you see the best quotes in the most random places. It was this one video and the guy was like, discipline is the highest form of self-love.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is.
That shit blew my mind because it's so true. And for me, the one thing that I want to be disciplined about is like eating bullshit, like snacks. Especially at the office, there's always so many snacks around that I'm trying to not eat. And every time that I want to pick it up and eat, I'm like, this is doing nothing. I know I'm going to the gym later. I know I'm trying to be in good shape. So the way that I love myself is by being disciplined enough to know, no, I don't need this.
Right.
I don't need this Girl Scout cookie, which people knew. That was my weakness last year. I went through them Girl Scout cookies because they were always in the office. It's insane.
Thin Mints.
Thin Mints. Yeah. And so just trying to be very disciplined about not picking up every snack that I see in front of me. So yes, I love that one.
Yeah.
More discipline in general is always necessary.
For sure.
But okay, wow, there were so many topics I wanted to get into. This is just okay. Real quick, Dry January. Do you subscribe to that? Or are you participating? What are your thoughts on Dry January?
You know, I never really heard of it before last year, which is surprising. I guess it's not that surprising. We're in college. It's no
college. It's Dry January. We're all alcoholics in college.
But obviously I didn't do it last year because it was like the middle of January. I'm at a happy hour and this guy's drinking water. I'm like, what's going on? He's like, Dry January. I'm like, Googling it in my phone. But I don't think I will, just because the sole fact that I don't really drink that much to begin with. I think like obviously when like the weekend, if you go out, I'm up. But it's not like I think at least the main reasoning I've heard behind people from people who've done dry January is like they want to detox, like completely, like reset their bodies and get that healthy start to the year. Along with there's just a ton of benefits that come from not drinking alcohol, which is literally like poisoning your entire body and making you. It's just a bad John, but yeah, I just don't really think I drink like it wouldn't be as big a deal, or it wouldn't make as big an impact as I think it would have to make for me to do it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because you don't drink enough for.
Yeah, it's such a small part of my life anyway. Yeah. It's like what I'm just gonna like be at like 2 happy hours and sip a ginger ale and be like, well, I did it.
Yeah,
yeah, it's just not something I think isn't my lifestyle.
Yeah, and I agree. I had never heard of it either until when people were talking about it end of December, and I was like, what is this dry January you speak of? And I mean, I drank. I like to drink in social settings, yeah. Even honestly, even casually, if I'm like watching a game,
a beer with the game,
a beer. Come on, that's elite. That's like that's like the peak of that's like the peak of life right there. Exactly, drinking a beer. So I drink, but not to the point of me feeling like I need to do a detox and not drink for the entire month of January.
Ooh.
And because I feel like I've already curbed my drinking habits since I've left college.
Yeah,
and I was just having this conversation yesterday with someone where college, this is like the beauty of it. It's a bubble. You should be able to do dumb shit and get away with it and learn from your mistakes.
For sure.
And there is a certain level of protection that exists on a college campus that's gone when you're in New York City. I think back to some of my some nights, some days where you have your fun and you wake up and you're in a friend's bed or you
learn that lesson.
You're in McCosh Hospital. Shout out to anyone who went to Princeton. You know what that means. It's just like you learn from it, and there's that level of protection. It's like now, if I'm in New York City and I have some of those nights, I might wake up in a ditch somewhere.
Yeah, and
it's
so not safe, man.
I've had
friends fall asleep on the train and wake up at Jamaica. 5 a.m. Wake up like, man, I was supposed to get off.
That's not where I want to wake up at 5 a.m.
It's just not lifestyles change.
Yeah, and so exactly, you have to have that conscious lifestyle change because you're not in that same bubble that you were in college where you can get away with all the things that you were doing back in the day. So yeah.
That being said, so glad you mentioned that because it's like I was gonna say I feel like drinking at this point is not like in college. It's like, oh, we're drinking because we're going out, and it's up. Like those nights are kind of gone, and now I feel like it's more like drinking to get drunk isn't really the fun. It's not really that. It's not as fun as it was. Like it's because I feel like at least with me, I know my body doesn't really do hangovers like that anymore.
Yeah,
like
we get old.
It doesn't handle it well. So if I drink to get to that point, I'm basically sacrificing tomorrow. Yeah. Like the whole day. And it's like,
damn near. Exactly. And then that just makes, because one, this is the first time that Sunday scaries have ever been real. And they exist even when you're perfectly sober. So when you're hungover, it's just that much worse.
It's very scary.
And they become that much scarier. So I agree. There's definitely the drinking culture in college. I'm not mad at it because, again, you're young, you're dumb. As long as there's nothing bad going on, people aren't getting injured in any way, you should be allowed to be young and dumb and overdrink. But then when you got to grow up at some point. Yeah. Damn, we sound old, bro. We sound old.
I mean, we're up
hey, man, look at us all mature and shit. Like, hey, man. And this is not to say, I do still have some nights where I'm like,
oh, yeah, no, it'll happen.
It'll happen. But definitely much fewer further between than back in the college days where it was like maybe senior spring was, oof. Yeah, the good old days.
Man.
Okay, few other topics that I wanted to touch on. As we only have 15 minutes left. See how time flies.
Dang, really?
See, time flies. Yeah. Studio's booked for an hour. I do little hour sessions. On Monday, this is coming out on Monday. At night will be the college football national championship between the Michigan Wolverines and the Washington Huskies. What are your predictions? What do we think is going to happen?
Let me just say, Florida State, I'm sorry. But also, you're going to lose by that much anyway. Like,
so wait, you're sorry because you think they should have been included?
I think they should have been included and had the right to get smacked by that much in the playoff.
I agree.
If they were gonna get smacked by that much
I
anyway,
agree.
they're still undefeated.
I agree.
That sucked. But for Monday, I think it's tough because Washington is so dynamic, but Michigan is kind of just a powerhouse. Like they don't. I watched part of the Alabama game when I was in the airport, and they had it on like at the bar side, and I'm looking at it, I'm like, this is some great. Like they're executing on every play, every play, and that's something that I guess like I noticed when I watch football, just from having played in high school. I'm like I'm watching the receivers go out and block, and it's like, all right, well, if the run isn't coming to their side, do they still go out and block? And it's like they do, they do. They're out there every play, putting it all out there. So it's gonna be tough to count them out the way they're playing. But I think it's gonna be a really good game. I think I'm gonna take Michigan. Yeah,
I don't like Michigan.
mm-hmm.
I love Washington's quarterback, Michael Penix Jr.
I like his attitude.
He has a great story.
Yeah,
He's had three season-ending injuries when he was at Indiana. I was literally watching he was being interviewed by ESPN yesterday, and they were showing all the injuries on TV. I'm like, God damn, stop showing the man his injuries. Don't show him his shoulder injury, his knee injury. Like, stop showing him all that. Don't show him in the sling.
That's insane.
And so I think it's just an amazing story to have 3 season-ending injuries where that must take such a mental toll on you to then transfer schools and now be leading his team to an undefeated season, Heisman runner-up, and now he's in the national championship game. I just love that story so much more than I do Michigan's manufactured story of the whole world being against them. They cheated.
Kind of corny, but
corny. I mean, yeah, the whole and because if they win, they're just gonna tweet all of them. They're just gonna tweet bet like they did after. Like I don't want to see all of that.
It's gonna be corny, but I think they're gonna win. I'm gonna hate when they win, but I think they're gonna win.
I don't even think they're gonna. I think Washington's offense is elite. Their defense also elite. It'll be a close game.
It will be
the same way both semifinals were close. But I like
some good football.
Man. Yeah. I like Washington, and I'm not a Michigan guy. Know too many Michigan fans. I don't like seeing them happy.
Subscribe to the.
Damn, this little cough. That's the beauty of sports. Their senior team win, which we'll get into in 20 seconds. Their senior team win, but then there's also seeing people seeing their teams fail. I might like that even more than I like seeing my. Seeing Cowboys fans lose, amazing. Seeing Manchester City fans lose, amazing. So that's the beauty of sports, though. Even when your team's not playing, you have something a vested interest. Yeah. And so one more thing with college sports. Have you watched any of Caitlin Clarke in the last year and a half?
Man, she's a bucket.
She might be the best. She might be the best player in college basketball. Period.
Dude, I'm watching what she's doing, and I'm like I seen my fair share of, like, women's basketball games. My sister was a cheerleader at Penn, and they put her on the women's like rotation a lot. So I'm there, I'm watching. I'm like, okay, get a layup, get a bucket. You know what I'm saying? There's some hoopers out there, but the game it's a different game. Yeah, it's a different speed. It's it's a lot. But the way she plays.
Bro, the Detroit Pistons need her. It's crazy. Dude, she's the female. She plays like Steph Curry.
You saw the step back?
The
logo.
Yeah. That's the one thing where I think people and obviously there are the people who are sexist and they don't want to watch any women's college sports, but then there's also people where it's like, if there's an entertaining product on the floor, they're going to watch. And we've seen her be the testament to that, where the national championship last year was the most watched, I think the most watched women's college basketball game ever. It might have been the most watched women's basketball game of that year. Mm-hmm. And how every game she goes to, people are lining out the door. Yeah. When the product is there, when the quality is there, people will watch. And she is a testament to that.
I love her energy.
And it's just, she's the most entertaining player to watch in college basketball. Anytime you watch it, you're going to get that guaranteed highlight. And it's just... I'm a fan. I'm rooting for her. I need a Caitlin Clarke jersey. It's like it's different. This little girl from Iowa just balling like that is
middle of nowhere, just getting buckets, just on everybody's head top, and not easy buckets. These aren't easy simple buckets. Little layup. No, this is
she's who we thought Paige Beckers was supposed to be. Yeah, but she's had a lot. But she's had a lot of injuries. That's been the kind of like bogged her down a little bit. I believe for the last 2 seasons she had season-ending injuries. Damn, she's playing all right this year, but nah. So I just needed to acknowledge that, and they just signed some ESPN deal with and the NCAA where it was like worth like $928 million, something insane. All the national championships will be on ABC. Great deal.
Okay.
We'll do offer women's college sports, and yeah, when the quality is there, people will find their eyes will find it.
Yeah.
If
for
you
sure.
build it, they will come.
Definitely.
Yeah. And now to our fucking Eagles.
Man.
Because Sam's also a fellow Eagles fan. I'm a big Eagles fan. I'm actually rocking my Jalen Hurts Kelly Green jersey right now.
Ting, yes, sir.
Yeah. What happened?
Man, I'll tell you exactly what happened. We almost won the Super Bowl. 2 freak plays happened. We lost the Super Bowl. Our offensive coordinator leaves.
Yep.
Our defensive coordinator leaves.
Yep.
Most of our D-line leaves.
Yep.
Our linebackers leave to go play under our defensive coordinator. We get 2 new guys who barely any experience between them. Basically thrown into this position where you have a hyper talented roster with championship experience at all levels of the game. A hell of a leader in Jalen Hurts. A hell of a guy.
I love him when we're winning. When we're losing, it gets annoying. I hate his quotes. I see the.
You said, man.
I see you. You put the tweets up. I put the tweets up. When we're losing, I hate the quotes. Dude. I hate it so much. I saw this one tweet where it was like, Jalen Hurts is just a fullback and hoop earring.
Yo, I saw your tweet. I was like, man,
because when they're losing, I'm getting out.
It sucks, but all right. Here's the thing, though. I think that's just a testament to who he is because he's so level. But like, bro, give me a little more. Like, you just lost to the Cardinals, and you're gonna get out. We just got to be better. We're right there. We just got to,
and the whole
get back
we
to
keep
playing the standard.
And all this,
bro. I saw a tweet. He's up there talking about, our greatest fear is not that we are inadequate, is that we are capable beyond all. Bro, you just lost to the Cardinals.
Yeah, we don't need the fake deep quotes at this time. Man, they sound fire when we're winning.
No, they do. They do.
Remember at the Super Bowl, at media day for the Super Bowl, I think this is where he said this quote. I might be wrong, but he was like, "I had a story before they had an opinion.
I had a purpose before anybody had an opinion.
Yes, I had a purpose before they had an opinion. When you're at the media day for the Super Bowl, that's a fire bar.
That's bar.
You say that shit after we just lost to the Cardinals, after we lost 4 or 5, I don't want to hear it. So that's my problem with Jalen Hurts, which again is just me being an annoying fan. But
I mean, to be fair, like having been a fan from the beginning of my life to now, I take these days over some of
the Kevin Kolb days,
over Jeff Garcia days. Like, that in between, it's but like I don't like where we're at. I don't like the direction we're going, but I haven't given up hope. And you saw what AJ Brown said the other day.
What he said?
Because he like the last couple of weeks he wasn't speaking to the media. Then he tweets the other day. He's like, "I will talk tomorrow." Everybody's like, "Oh, it's over. He's gonna flame the whole team." Whatever. He came out. He was just like, "Look, like I didn't want to talk because I didn't want to say anything negative. The coaching hasn't been as bad as everybody thinks. Like the players are out there doing things that the coaches aren't really telling us to do. Like apparently the last play against Seattle, that was improvised.
Yeah.
He's like, and Nick covered for him. Yeah, and I'm like, you know what?
I don't know how I feel about that. Nick, don't do that. If they're idiots, let the whole world know they're idiots.
But see, that's where the team comes in, where it's like, I'm sure in the locker room, to everybody outside the locker room, it's like, yo, that was the dumbest thing I ever seen in my life, and we're losing in the first round. But inside the locker room, that probably just built more confidence within them because they're like, all right, coach has our back when we mess up.
Yeah.
When we're up, when we're down, when we're sideways, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We're a team, we're sticking together, and and they have the talent.
That's the most frustrating part. We have the talent. We beat very good teams. Yeah. It is all the more frustrating because of how well we started and how much we crashed. We should have been the 1 seed. We should have won the NFCs for the back-to-back for the first time. And
we need to win.
We
don't even need to win at this point.
So at this point in time, I'm a Ravens fan.
I do like Lamar.
I want Lamar to win.
I like Lamar.
He's going to win the MVP unanimously. I want him to win the Super Bowl because he hasn't played well in the playoffs ever. I think this is the year they do that.
But the haters asleep.
Yeah, but I'm over us. The Eagles.
I'm still in on us. I think we got to drop that stupid ass quarterback sneak the draw. No, the draw. The QB draw. Let's drop back, put Jalen Hurts with a bad knee in the shotgun, and then make him run up into the. No, we're cutting that. We're cutting the wide receiver screen to Julio Jones. Making Smitty block for him. He's about 145 soaking wet.
Bro.
Drop those 2 players. I think we got it.
1st and 20. A chance to put the game away. You were on 2 QB draws and a wide receiver screen. I almost broke my TV.
It hurt so bad.
Yeah.
It hurt
so I mean,
bad.
Philly again. Yeah. We're still repping. Obviously, we have the talent to piece it all together. Hopefully, put a run together. But in the event we don't, go Ravens. Go Ravens. That's it.
That future.
Okay, we got 4 minutes left, and we got 2 more things to get to. First thing is the music song segment. I have my guests come with 5 songs that describe who they are as a person. I leave it open for interpretation. I will have you give the song and give the explanation.
Yes.
Take it away.
I happen to have left my phone in my jacket, so I won't go off the dome.
You don't have, bro.
Well, I had it written down.
Okay.
This is a hard question.
It is a hard question. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But I remember him. So the first song I had is
Which pocket? I could grab it for you if you want it.
nah.
Well, yeah, we could grab the phone unless you think you'll remember.
Yeah, it's in my right.
Okay.
I mean, I could get.
Yeah. Yeah, go get it real quick. Yeah. I'm like, I'm like, we want the people to hear the right thing. We don't want you. You took all that time to prep for it. You might as well get it right. The jacket is right there, and now he's searching through all the pockets. It was in his pocket the whole time. It was in his pocket the whole time. That's crazy. New pen. Those are nice pants, by the way.
Thank you.
Those
Christmas.
There you
Christmas.
go. There you go. That's exactly what it is.
Chill. All right. So out the gate, this is one of my favorites all time. 3 a.m. study session, lo-fi hip-hop chill beats to study/relax to fire emoji, 10-hour fire emoji. This is a YouTube exclusive.
Okay. I love the unique answers I get on here.
Yeah,
Continue.
I mean, because the question, like 10 songs or 5 songs to describe me, I think that's a very good, like that. Most of my default setting, like when I wake up in the morning, Saturday, nothing to do, I'm on lo-fi type time.
Okay.
Chilling, not much going on. It's playing in my head constantly. If I got to lock in, also focus.
Lo-fi.
That's what's on.
Boom.
Number 2, just get it out the way. Do Not Disturb by Drake. Tough to argue. I think it's a very reflective track. I think he's just in it, kind of in his head, but he welcomes you into his head as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, lets you take a look around, see what he's seeing, think about what he's thinking about.
Yep.
It's like, okay, yeah, I like that. And I like to think of myself as a pretty reflective person.
Okay.
So also one of my favorite songs, probably my favorite Drake song. Number 3, Sanguine Paradise by Lil Uzi Vert.
Okay.
Yeah, that's when I'm in my mode, when I'm up. When I'm up, that's what's going on in my head. That feeling in your chest.
Yeah.
You get when them trumpets hit, when the key coming in. Yeah, that's me. Number 4, and this is a new one, but when I heard it, I immediately felt a connection to it. Impossible by Tizo Touchdown.
I don't even know that song. Okay.
Oh, you should listen.
Okay,
It's basically about just counting out people trying to count you out, and it's like, what would happen if you listen to them?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what would happen? You want to be an artist. Someone tells you can't paint. You stop painting, you'll never be an artist. Versus if you try, down the road, who knows? Make your own destiny.
And number 5.
And number 5, it's classic, Bring It On Home. Sitting on the Dock of the Bay by Otis Redding.
Great song.
It's just one of them ones, man. That's how I live my life.
Great song.
Day to day.
Great song. Great explanations. And then the way we will end the show, which this will be the way we end every show. I was telling you about this beforehand. I read this amazing article, and it asked these 20-something-year-olds to look 10 years into the future. It was either 10 or 15 years into the future and describe where they saw themselves and what their ideal life would look like, down to the most minute detail. So it's, I'm going out to dinner this many times a week. I'm going on this many vacations a year. My kids are going to this school. We have this car. We have this dog. We have a cleaner come this many times a week. Yeah. Just trying to manifest something for yourself. It was one of the best articles I've ever seen. And they actually went and then calculated what it would take to live that, like what you need to make to live that life. Yeah. Amazing article. I love that article so much. And so the way I'm going to end every episode now is just have my guests kind of do the same thing. Yeah. Look 10 years, we're early 20s. Look 10 years down the line, 10, 15 years. Where do you see, what is an ideal life for Sam 10, 15 years from now? Down to as much detail as you have. And we'll leave this as a last. I like ending it this way because it's sort of a manifestation of what you're trying to get to. Yeah, and that's where we'll end the episode.
Well, 34 years old. I have one wife, 2 kids.
One wife is hilarious.
One wife, 2 kids, 1 dog. 2 kids, boy, girl. Well, maybe 3. Who knows? Boy, girl, boy. Dog, Rottweiler, or Doberman. Toss up. We're not there. Cross that bridge when we get there. We have several properties and a timeshare with my guys. You know what I'm saying? Maybe in the mountains. Maybe a little ski, snowboard, winter trip. Who knows? Who knows? But yeah, I got a lake house somewhere with a lake.
Where's home base?
Home base is probably going to be in the tri-state area. I would say I'm not opposed to moving back to Ardmore. It's a nice little town, but it's being gentrified out the ass right now. It's not looking good, but I've also, 10 years, I'm probably not gonna be able to buy my block, but hopefully 20, I'll be able to buy my block that I grew up on, just to shield it from that wave coming. My kids, maybe they go to a all boys school or all girls school. Who knows? I'm living off passive income. I own about 50 ATM machines, and they make enough money for me to support myself and my family weekly, while still contributing to my Roth IRA, obviously.
Obviously.
Yeah, I'm sleeping good. I'm eating good. Everybody's happy. It's still snowing outside.
It's still snowing outside. Yep.
And yeah, smile on my face and Tizo touchdown in my earbuds.
That was beautiful.
Yeah.
That was great, and I'm glad I did this. Great answer. I think you started off so well. This segment is going to last. You stamped this. You stamped that segment.
Gotta stay.
And who knows? 10 years, 15 years from now, this clip will live, and you'll be able to see where you are in comparison. I am manifesting for you that you'll have every single one of those, every single ATM machine, everything you want.
Yeah, appreciate
Amazing.
it.
This, my guy. Thank you for coming on.
For sure.
This has been a very fun episode, good episode. Thank you all for listening. Do you have any final words for the people?
Man, just stay blessed. Be disciplined this year, you know?
So
Don't let yourself down. If you don't got you, who got you? If you don't got you, who got you?
Yeah. I got nothing else to add. This has been another episode of Go With The Flow, first of 2024. This will be a big year for the podcast. I'm manifesting that. Definitely. Thank you all for listening.